Okay, so we've gone over assigning materials to objects and assigning textures to various ports or attributes in our materials. But up to this point, we've only been using the procedural textures that Maya supplies us with. We do have the ability to apply an image onto our objects instead of using those procedural nodes. So let's go ahead and apply an image to this ground plane. So let's come up here and create a new material. Just like we would apply a texture to our color node, let's click on this button. And it brings up this Create Render Node window. And instead of selecting one of the procedurals, we can select on this one called File. This will allow us to import an image to place onto our object. As soon as we hit File, our attribute editor changes and we have a tab called File 1. This is the page where we can pick which image we would like to use for our material. So we'll click on this button and we can pick any image that we want. Here I have Bobby Hill. We don't see anything, so let's come into our shading menu and select Hardware Texturing. And here we go. Now we can see the picture that we have placed on here. We have our Place 2D Texture node here. So if we come here and we can see we have the ability to change how our image is being placed on our object. So we can rotate a little bit. We can rotate with this one as well. We can use our repeat and repeat that texture. We have some functions called mirror U and mirror V, and mirror U and mirror V. Now U is just this direction of our object, and let me go back. Here we are. And the V is going in this direction. So you can see that we have our pictures mirrored going across there. We can adjust the coverage. So if we bring this down to 0.5, it will only cover 1/4 of our object. I'm going to switch the renderers just so we can get a better update. It was looking really bad with the default quality rendering. So on Viewport 2, it looks a lot better. So you can see with the coverage, we've really reduced the area that we're covering on our object. Then we can use this translate frame to move our texture map around. And we can turn this repeat off. And bring our coverage back. Let's try turning wrap off and then moving our texture. Now with the wrap off, you can see that it's not automatically repeating our texture once we move past. But if we turn wrap back on, it'll automatically repeat our texture once we move it off of our object. So this is how to apply an image onto an object. I'm going to go over another way of applying an image to an object using a projection, and it gives you a lot more flexibility and a lot more options in being able to control how that image is being applied to your object. If you're doing something like putting a picture onto a plane like this, then this is a good way of getting that picture on here. But if you want to apply a picture, say, onto a fish or onto some sort of model, a sphere, anything like that, then you'll want to use the projection method.